Blackish superstar Tracee Ellis Ross is strong, successful, funny, and has a wardrobe that could make a fashion magazine cry.
Where you been, man? And what are you doing here?
But behind the red carpets and big laughs, Tracee has quietly fought one of women's most emotional battles, becoming a mother. IVF rumors, public pressure, ticking clocks. This isn't the glamorous story Hollywood usually tells, but it's real, and Tracee is finally talking. Let's get into it. Born into the glitz and glam of Hollywood, Tracee Joy Silberstein was destined to be famous. When your mom is Diana Ross, there's no such thing as a quiet life.
But when I was 22, my mom said to me, it's time for you to record an album because I sang all through growing up.
Tracee grew up surrounded by lights, music, and cameras, but she was also soaking in something much deeper, the pressure to be great. With a mom who was a literal music icon, people expected Tracee to follow the same superstar path. But Tracee wasn't trying to be her mom. She wanted to find her own way, first through fashion.
I've always loved bright colors. I think as I've become more of a woman and become older, I have more courage.
Then TV, and eventually into the hearts of millions as the witty, quirky, and lovable Joan Clayton on Girlfriends.
We are so excited to have a chef of your caliber even considering this position.
From the outside, Tracee's life looked perfect. Good looks, great career, A-list friends. But behind the flawless pictures and Emmy nominations, there was one thing people wouldn't stop asking her. So, when are you having kids? After her time on Girlfriends in the early 2000s, she spent years grinding in Hollywood, choosing her roles carefully and building her brand. Then came Blackish.
Because I have no idea what we're fighting about. I literally have no idea what you want from me right now.
I don't want anything from you.
Where she played Rainbow Johnson, a doctor, a mom of 5, and every working woman's dream role model. But, ironically, playing a mom on TV only made people more obsessed with why she wasn't a mom in real life. Fans, interviewers, and even some of her industry peers couldn't wrap their heads around it. Like, imagine being asked about your womb every time you show up to work. That's basically what Tracee was dealing with. While her male co-stars were being applauded for focusing on their careers, Tracee was constantly grilled about her biological clock. One magazine even ran a headline like, "Is Tracee Ellis Ross waiting too long?" Y'all, really?
Come on, man.
Hollywood has always had a double standard. Men become distinguished as they age. Women, they are called expired if they haven't popped out a baby by 40. But Tracee was not about to let a ticking clock run her life. In her late 40s, the rumors started swirling. Fans noticed Tracee had been making comments about fertility. Blogs' headlines read, "Tracee Ellis Ross doing IVF. Tracee desperate for a baby at 48. But Tracee didn't feed the drama. Instead, she opened up on her own terms. She honestly discussed her experiences with fertility and the emotional complexities surrounding her decision to freeze her eggs. In a heartfelt conversation on Michelle Obama's podcast, she opened up about the grief associated with not having children or a partner, stating,
Grief does surface for me, not having children and not having a partner. I still wouldn't want the wrong partner.
She talked about the crazy cocktail of hormones, the shots in her stomach, and the emotional roller coaster of fertility preservation. And get this, Tracee was honest. Not celebrity vague, but raw. She said, "It's never been a dream of mine to be a mother, but I know I want to have a choice." She wasn't saying no to motherhood. She was saying yes to options, to ownership of her body, and to not being rushed into one of the biggest decisions of her life. She isn't painting some fairy tale. She was sharing the reality that so many women face, especially those chasing big dreams. When you are famous, you definitely should expect harsh comments from people, especially on social media. But Tracee has admitted that some of the hardest judgments didn't come from trolls online. It came from the people around her. Friends, acquaintances, even co-workers would give her that look. The head tilt, the soft voice, the "don't you want kids, Tracee?" As if being successful and childless automatically means you are broken or bitter. Tracee's response?
I do not believe that my life is unworthy because I don't have children.
She said she had to reprogram her own thinking. She used to believe she had to get married and have kids to be complete. Then one day she realized she was already whole. But that doesn't mean she didn't feel lonely sometimes. She's confessed to crying in bed, to feeling left out at baby showers, to asking herself, did I wait too long? And Tracee, she was brave enough to say them out loud. Here's where things get beautiful. Over time, Tracee Ellis Ross started creating her own version of motherhood. She may not have kids of her own yet, but she's a proud auntie, a mentor, and a nurturer in her own way. Whether it's inspiring young Black girls to chase their dreams or supporting her castmates like family, Tracee's maternal energy is undeniable. And let's not forget, she's a boss.
Yeah, I have a hair company.
She launched Pattern Beauty, a hair care line for curly, coily, and tight-textured hair. A business that's making millions and empowering women worldwide. If that's not a form of creation, what is? She's directing, producing, writing, performing, and speaking truth wherever she goes. She's mothering ideas. She's mothering a legacy. And she's doing it on her own terms. Tracee said, "My life is mine." And you can tell she means it. She's 52 now and has a net worth estimated at $16 million. But the best part is that she is still glowing, still stylish, still working, and still laughing that signature laugh that sounds like sunshine. She's not childless, she's choiceful. And that's a new kind of role model we desperately need.
That you have to be really choiceful about curating what you want to do. You can't hide behind a relationship, a child, a kid, a dog, anything.
When people talk about Tracee's legacy, they mention girlfriends. They talk about Blackish. They celebrate her fashion, her activism, and her business moves. But there's a whole lot more to it. Let's get into her receipts because Tracee Ellis Ross is decorated. Like, if success were jewelry, Sis would be wearing a crown, a sash, and a full set of grills. Let's start with the big one. Her Golden Globe. Yep.
I want a Golden Globe!
In 2017, Tracee made history when she won Best Actress in a television comedy or musical for Blackish. But here's the kicker. She was the first Black woman to win that award in 34 years. 34! That's not just a win, that's a mic drop. And that's not all. She's also been nominated 5 times for an Emmy for her role as Rainbow Johnson. And even though she didn't take the trophy home, fans knew she was the moment every single time. Beyond acting, Tracee has racked up praise for her activism and style. She was honored with the Fashion Icon Award at the 2020 People's Choice Awards.
Tracee, do you take fashion to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do!
Because let's face it, nobody does bold prints and killer curls like Tracee. Sis walks into a room and the carpet rolls itself out. She's been recognized by Essence, BET, the NAACP, and even the Webby Awards. Whether she's on screen, on stage, or on the front lines of a cause, Tracee shows up fully and fabulously. In other words, she's not just famous, she's respected by her peers, by her fans, and by the industries she's impacted. And every single trophy she's earned, deserved. Tracee cracked open the motherhood conversation. She's given voice to women who feel like time is slipping, like their bodies betrayed them, or like they missed a memo on how to do life right. She's living proof that fulfillment doesn't come in one form. That being a mother isn't about stretch marks and school pickups. It's about how you love, lead, and lift others. So, whether or not she ever has kids, Tracee's impact is generational. And honestly, that legacy is enough.